Hello. Whoa, big hand. Small hand. Big hand.
Mikko and I met in Germany back in 2013. We started dating in the following year, and we have been together ever since. So we celebrated our 8th anniversary together this year. Many of you were curious about how we met, so this is our story. I think it's a rather typical one, but I hope you enjoy. Oh, and we have some news. I am happy to finally announce that we are now engaged. We met in Germany, in Stuttgart. I had gone there for my master's study, September 2013. Yeah, after the graduation. That was my first time ever going to Europe. Yeah, I didn't know anyone, I didn't know what to do, so I went on Facebook of people who also got into master's program at the University of Stuttgart. And there was this Brazilian girl that posted something on Facebook asking like, hey, I just arrived. Do you guys want to meet up and hang out? I had nothing else to do, so I decided to go. And that's how I met Louisa. It was just Louisa, me, and this other guy whose name was Andy. Yeah, it was just three of us at the city center, and they were having this classic car exhibition. And Andy tells me that he met this other guy who was also studying physics like me, who was from Finland.
I think the day earlier I actually met up with Andy and we through Facebook, and then we went to find some housing. Next day he texted me that do I want to join like for a hangout.
So Mikko came, we all said hi, so it was four of us now. We went at some point to the playground. We also went into this little club. I think it was salsa lesson going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we decided to join in, did a little bit of dancing, and they told us that we had to leave because you had to register and pay. So they kicked us out, and we went on and went to this beer garden and had some beer. It was a really good day. Four of us stayed friends for the whole time. Maybe you can tell a little bit about how you came to Stuttgart also.
Yeah, I was thinking that I would like to do an exchange year. I heard some good experiences from other students, and I had studied German earlier, so I thought that would be nice to go to German speaking country, and then looked up different cities. But having some relatives in Stuttgart, so I decided to go there.
That's how we met, and of course you studying physics. I was also majoring in physics. We were taking a few courses together.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Mikko did not always make it to the class.
I guess not.
We did a lot of homeworks together, studied together, and we'll also go to lunch together.
Yeah, totally.
But we didn't start dating for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to pinpoint when exactly I thought that things were happening. But for me, I think it was at the beer festivals. I just remember dancing with you. I remember that one night that you sort of pulled me onto the table. We were dancing on the table. At least that's when I became more interested in you. I think what became really the ground point was the Balkan trip, of course. There are many opportunities to go on trips in Europe, and one of the cheapest way you can go around many places is this I don't know how to even describe it. It's like a package travel deal.
For students. So they load up a bunch of students to a bus and then go around pretty much.
So that's exactly what we did. Well, actually, you were gonna go there first, and then you told me about it. And then I was like, you know what? That sounds really fun. Why don't I join you?
Yeah.
And I think at that point I was also thinking like, if nothing happens over this trip, then I know that it's not gonna like be anything. Then we would still be like good friends. So I decided to tag along, and we put ourselves on this bus from Stuttgart to Munich, and then from Munich to Budapest, Hungary. It was very cheap bus ride and very, very long. It was like overnight bus ride, about 11 hours. So we made it to Budapest at 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock or something in the morning. And we had nowhere to go, nothing was open.
Yeah, I think it was like still slightly dark.
And the only thing that was open was this bathhouses in Budapest.
I think it was opening at 6 or something.
Yeah, it was opening at 6.
So we pretty much walked there from the bus station.
Yeah.
Then we waited there. We were there before the opening. So
yeah, we were pretty much there the whole day. From 6 a.m. to 4 p.m.
10 hours.
About 10 hours.
I don't think that my muscles have ever been before or after as relaxed as they were.
I think after that, Budapest became my favorite city. They had like outdoor pools, indoor pools, like a gazillion different saunas. And we got to talk a lot. We really got to just talk and hang out. Mikko's also really good at like picking up like friends like randomly. So he started to chat with some Italian guys. The next thing you know, like they're like inviting us to Sicily.
Yeah.
And we stayed with our friend for one night. And then we checked into our hostel before the bus trip, because the bus was supposed to leave at 6 from Budapest, and then it was gonna go to Sarajevo. But of course, we made a great mistake of going out drinking the night before. Hungary is very famous for their strong balinkas. And of course, like you're in Budapest, you have to have some balinkas. But maybe we had just a little one too many. And so we came back pretty late and pretty drunk, and we slept very well. I woke up the next day feeling so well rested. And then I immediately knew that something was wrong. I wasn't supposed to feel so rested because we were supposed to leave at 6. He wasn't even like awake. I had to wake him up. And I remember you just like getting up like super groggily, like still, and then you're just sitting like this on the edge of the bed.
Yeah.
Completely devastated because it was like around, it was like 8 or something. Yeah, we had missed the bus. But I felt really well rested, which was really good. And I was like, okay, we're gonna figure this out. But you were so annoyed at yourself.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, it's over. I'm gonna be in Budapest for just this whole week. Like, it's over. I'm done. I lost my money that I paid to them. No, you had already like given up. You were just like gonna stay in Budapest for the whole week. You know what? Just go take a shower. We're gonna have breakfast. It's not gonna make anything better. Just sulking in the edge of the bed. We got ready, we got cleaned up, we packed, and we had breakfast. The hostel offered free breakfast. After that, I went to the desk and then asked around, because the hostel was also booked by the people who organized. So I figured there must be some phone number. And what he had a phone number of the tour guide for the Budapest for the same group. They had these tour guides, local tour guides, who would show around the city. So basically, this guy was the tour guide for Budapest. And so he called that guy, and then he had phone numbers for the people who were on the bus. We had a connection back to the group. And then we asked about the itinerary, because we didn't actually get the specific itinerary. We knew what city that people like they were gonna go, but we didn't know like exactly where they're going to stay and so on. We first thought that we might catch up in Sarajevo, but these buses don't stay in a single place for too long. So if we had gone to Sarajevo, we would have missed them like still. So we had to take a different route and go ahead of them
to the next city.
to the next city and skip Sarajevo. The hostel guy at the front desk, like he was so helpful. You can go to the second city that they're gonna be on by taking a train to Split. And then from Split, we can take a bus to Mostar. So that's the route that we decided to go on, which turned out to be like very wonderful trip. But this whole thing, like of course, like it was very unfortunate and not exactly how we planned.
No.
But I think that really like bonded us together through that experience.
Yeah, I guess like you get some private time that you don't usually get so much. Train was also quite long.
It was very long.
I think I remember already like, on the train, on the night train, there were like this cabin, which we had like seats on both sides, and we were like kind of sleeping opposite sides. I kind of wanted to lay next to you. The seats were so narrow that there was no way. I remember thinking that. I think one of the trains we went to the restaurant. And being Hungarian train, like they have their goulash soup.
Yeah.
But then we look at the menu that is there anything like vegetarian, and like then I asked the waiter that like yes, there's vegetarian goulash soup, but the vegetarian goulash soup was so that he had kind of handpicked the meats away, meat pieces away, and as you had like eaten towards the end, there were like smaller meat pieces that he didn't quite find. So that was the Hungarian vegetarian goulash soup.
The whole Eastern Europe, they don't do vegetarian. It was very hard trip for vegetarians. I'm also just super grateful for that time because it added to like unforgettable memory. I think if we had started out the trip like from the beginning, it would have been too chaotic to actually like talk to each other or get any intimate time together.
Yeah, I think so.
It would have made a difference. Like
because as we joined the group, it got pretty chaotic.
Yeah, the group was very, very chaotic. They were all very wonderful people.
Yeah, very nice people.
They were so wonderful and they were so chaotic.
Yeah, we were partying every night.
First, like do a little tour and then go to a bar.
Yeah.
Get drunk.
Next day you wake up and get on a bus and to the next city.
Hungover.
Yeah, pretty much.
The time that we spent in each cities were very short because we had to spend so much time on the bus to get to the next city so that we can cover a lot of grounds. So there was a lot of bus rides.
The seats were so uncomfy, but
yeah,
luckily there was a nice pillow there.
But somehow we made the best out of those situations.
There was one highlight in Albania.
In Albania.
No, we were at this club. So like every other night.
Yeah.
Like with people, and then we just sneaked out like to the upstairs. It was totally empty, you know.
It was a 2-story club, but they had closed down the upper part, and there was this nice terrace that looked over the street, and you got me this like super nice drink. I think it was nice to get some fresh air. And we just like sat on the balcony and just talked, and we had our first kiss. So that was a really nice moment. People were just asking whether we were dating because there was clearly something, but we didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, we don't know yet. Like,
I think there was a lot of feelings there, but you know, nothing had happened yet.
And then when we got back from the trip, we made things official. I told my mom right away. She was just a little bit shocked.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how we started dating after like a little more than half a year of knowing each other. And we spent about 3 months together in Germany. Mikko was supposed to go back to Finland after a year of studies. I was going to finish my master's, so I was supposed to be there 2 years. It was kind of inevitable that if we were to continue to date, we would have to do long distance between Finland and Germany. You weren't at first very keen on the idea. Yeah, we almost broke up then. But
then I think we both felt like too strong for each other that, didn't happen.
So yeah, after only like 3 months of dating, we started our long distance relationship journey for a year and a half. It was pretty rough, I have to say, at the beginning. It was very difficult especially because you didn't have your own place. When you got your studio apartment, I think we started to talk more regularly on Skype. I think what made it work was we were also visiting each other. And I think it was also like really valuable time because I think that made the relationship definitely quite strong. We can have our own life and still like continue the relationship. And then of course I came to Finland, so that made it quite easy. At first I had my own place for some time, and then
I think after a year, like you had.
Yeah, I was living
think most
alone
of
for
our
a
things
year.
happened in April, like our
Everything happened in
relationship
April.
started, and then you moved to Finland, and
Yeah,
we moved
I also
together
moved
in April.
We moved in together 1 year after I moved to Finland.
Year and a half.
Year and a half later, almost 2 years later, we buy our house together, and we are going to get married. That's a big news. We got engaged actually back last year on Christmas Day. We've been keeping it kind of quiet. I'm not wearing the ring because it's still too big. Mikko proposed with his mom's engagement ring, and I have a very tiny hands. So yeah, we will get the ring resized at some point.
Yeah.
We've been pretty busy. I'm trying to graduate. Mikko's been working hard. Yeah, next year is going to be really exciting.
A lot of parties, hopefully.
A lot of parties. Hopefully less corona. Yeah, we've been together for 8 years. 8 years. That's a long time. So I think we can wrap up our story. It's nice to finally be able to share this big news with Mikko here together. I will see you all in the next video. Moi moi!
Getting quite tired.
I know. I can see.
Yeah, melatonin is kicking in.
Oh.